Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And I came back to the same place I went yesterday, and I'm gonna come back a few more times just because there's so many trails out here and it is awesome. This is so beautiful because, like I mentioned in the other video, you can get off of trails, and other trails that I had a really hard time even wanting to even get off of trails, where this spot here is great. And anyway, I hope you're really taking good care of yourself. And I don't know where you live and what kind of temperature where you are, but no matter what, is to make sure you get plenty of water. I'm kind of trying to move because I'm get the right lighting here. So anyway, I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, and so are you. So I had a really awesome, overwhelming, beautiful morning today and afternoon, and it is, I've had so many people giving me comments and saying, wow, your energy is so beautiful, and because I got so much love pouring out of me, and I really want to send that love to all of you, and also, besides getting out and taking a hike, make sure, you're being kind to yourself, and, say something kind to somebody out in public. And it's the more you do it, the easier it gets. I say stuff to people all the time, whether they like it or not, and I have to say 95% of the time I get a great comeback from the people. They really need this, people do. We need to hear, that we look great, and or that we're doing something right, because the world is a hard place to live, and there's so many people, bashing people and making them feel guilty and causing them to feel less than human. So we really need to be kind to people, and really just say something beautiful, even if you have to say, oh, isn't it a beautiful day? It's an energy. You're sending energy out. Even I have a beautiful soul out there that says peace, and it is beautiful. We need more people out there, spreading love and kindness and peace out in the world, instead of jealousy, rage, and envy and strife and hatred. We really need a lot of people, out in the world, and we can do this, but we gotta make this happen by working on ourselves first, then, reaching out to other people and trying to find people that are like-minded people. And anyway, sorry for that long introduction, but you can, if you want to see that change and be that change in the world, you can give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, you can follow me and find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have my bell with me, but it's buried, so don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. Plus, you can leave a message down below, and thank all of you. I do. I thank all of you that do leave me messages. And to let you know, I am starting again. Sometimes Starlight gets distracted in her own life, is that I'm going to start doing short videos, and who knows what's going to be in them. So I just have a couple out right now, and I'm just going to kind of put more of those out, try to work on different things that I can put out as short videos. So I hope you enjoy it. I do make a lot of videos with animals, so don't be surprised. You find those out there. And also, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we go. And today's another topic, a new topic. I have so many things. I'm just going to show you the view here. I was on the other side of this earlier here, and I met some beautiful people on the way. This bridge is so beautiful here. And a lot of fish. Starlight used to go fishing before out in the ocean. That was my favorite place. And but Starlight doesn't eat fish anymore. So and I gave away my fishing pole to my my one oldest grandson. So anyway, today, my mind is going back and forth on what topic I want to talk to you about today. And I guess I'm going to talk about like what is behind closed doors. There's a lot going on in the world as far as, when just the word door, even if you have a dream, like if you went in a door, out a door, they say when one door closes, another door opens. So there's a lot about, about doors. But this is mainly it's not just about teenagers, but it's about adults and teenagers. But I'm kind of focusing more on the teenagers, just in case you have kids or, like whatever ages they are. And Starlight is just here to try to help you. I'm not telling you what to do, but you got to decide, with your own life, what you decide to do. So you don't have to listen to me, but if you want and take my advice, you can do that. But if you don't, and things don't work out well because you didn't take my advice, then, what can I say? I really can't help you in that area, because there are people that are out here in the world that are given good sound advice to help you out because of what they've gone through or what they've experienced in their lifetime. So that is what this is about, is things that I've experienced, things that I learned the hard way, things that really actually will help you out, especially if you have kids. Ooh, that bird just caught a fish. If I can zoom that baby in. Look at that. So yeah, it is, this is awesome. I get to do this on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so it is so important with your kids. And I have to kind of laugh about, ooh, gone. That just went down. So this is so awesome to be able to witness that, is, with kids, or, guys and girls. It could be your husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend, or maybe you're not even into that area yet. Maybe even, maybe you have a guy friend or a girl, just friends, where you haven't made it to that boyfriend, girlfriend kind of relationship. And what's going on behind closed doors is going to be somewhat what the title, I really don't know until I edit, what title it's going to be. But I really hope and pray that you're really paying attention to your loved ones. And like I said, this is mainly focused on teenagers, but, it can actually be focused also on loved ones, I'm just zooming. Beautiful butterfly is, what is going on behind closed doors is so important, especially with your teenagers and ones, because even though men and women are adults, we're still children. We're still children. We're still God's children. It doesn't matter what age. It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old. You're still a child of God. Isn't that something? We're never going to stop learning. We're always going to have something to learn. Nobody has arrived. There's sometimes people will act like they arrived. They haven't arrived. There's some people out there, and I'm not talking about everyone on this channel, is that there's some people out there, they think they know it all, and, that nobody can help them out, and they're the ones that are going to suffer because nobody knows it all. We always have something to learn, and everybody has something to offer the world, and that's why it's so important to use your voice. Don't let people shut you out. Speak your mind, please. Speak your mind, speak your truth, because we need more people out there to make the change in the world that we really want to see, and what we really need for our generation of the kids coming up. That is so important. I love everyone, but what kind of, this is what I tell people when they find me and discover me as I travel from New York to Florida, is they see my sticker on my car, and people will come to me all the time, everywhere. It doesn't matter where I'm parked, people will come up to me and like, hey, what's this about? What's your YouTube? You got a YouTube channel? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, well, what's your YouTube channel? It's the way God works. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I love people. I really do. I am a people person. So I love when people come up to me. I will stop what I'm doing. I will, like instantly talk with these people because that's what I'm about. And, so I tell them, I'm like, hey, it's about the kids. It's like I have kids, I got grandkids. I said, what kind of future are they going to have? That's pretty much how I start my statement, my conversation with these people, and it really does. It gets them thinking, yeah, what kind of future, And a lot of people think this is normal, the way things are. It is not normal. It's far from being normal. And I wouldn't even, life, like God has so much more for us. So with your kids, to get back on track with the topic is, it is so vitally important. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you could take it or leave it kind of message here. You can hear my voice, you can hear my message, but if you don't want to do a thing about it, that's your deal, But if you take my message and do something about it, you can really protect your kids and your family from a lot of things that are out in the world and things that you might not be aware of, things you might be aware of, but maybe you didn't know what to do and how to handle it. And really what's so important is with your children is I've heard lots of preaching in my life. So I've heard a lot of things, good, bad, ugly, and all that in churches. So, the things that I learned is with your teenagers, and this starts when they start having a computer and they have their own bedroom, and I got a question for all you parents. I love all of you. I only want the best for you and your kids. I want your kids to be safe. And, I understand when kids get at a certain age, they start speaking up and they want to have their privacy. But here's a question for you. Who's running the show? Who is in charge in the house? Is it your kids? Is it the husband? Is it the wife? Who's in charge of who says what, in the house? And really what I was taught in church that, like really the men are supposed to be, like the head of the family, and but these days everything has gotten twisted, where there's women that get offended, or maybe they got with the wrong man in their life, where the man could be very dominating and very over dominating. So, it kind of gives a sour taste in the woman's mouth as far as like having a man actually run the house when he's over dominating, so it's so important to be balanced in this world. But as far as Starlight goes, for me, if I'm in a relationship, I want I desire the man to be the head. If I had kids, and we had kids to go, together and we're living in the same house, I want him to make up the rules. You know why? Because he's going to see stuff that I'm going to be blind to, because a man knows how another man thinks. A man actually will know things that a woman might not think about. And I'm not saying that a woman cannot do the job. I'm just saying that, by the Bible, the man is supposed to be the head of the house. It doesn't mean that he's got to be a jerk, it doesn't mean all that. You just have to find the right male that is going to take charge. And because you can't have two people, being in charge, and like rules in the house as far as your teenager goes, and I understand that they need privacy when they get to a certain age, but we had a rule when my son and my daughter was younger, is like in the daytime, the bedroom door stayed open. This is what happens to so many families out in the world, is that the children, and the parents, it's all really based on what the parent decide as far as rules go in the house for the kids and the family. But if you let your children run the home, you got chaos. You're gonna have problems. And so when you start off having kids, they are very smart. Babies are very intelligent. They are so intelligent. I believe up to the age of 7 years old, they are the smartest. Don't be fooled by the little kids. They are the smartest at those ages. I believe it's up to 7 years old is when they are the smartest. They are studying you like you're learning about them. They are trying to figure you out. So then, they are very smart. They're very clever. They are going to learn about you, and they're going to use stuff against you, and they're going to try to control you. It's amazing how smart they are. So just because they're little, that don't mean they're stupid. Just because a baby doesn't know how to walk, they are the smart, very smart at that age. And that's why the government and the school system, they want your kids. They want them because they want to program them and brainwash them at that age, because they know those are the most important years of that child's life. So those kids are going to study you. If they can get mommy and daddy against each other and have a war, they will. They will. That's why it's so important that whatever rules that you put in your house, that the husband and the wife are following the same rules. And that is a big, huge problem in the families, is that daddy says one thing, mommy says another. Mommy said this, daddy said something opposite. And it really is not right for the kids, because it confuses the kids, and they don't even know if they're supposed to or not. And they're always going to lean towards the one that's always letting them have what they want, And normally what ends up happening with families is that either the mommy or daddy, they always want to be the good guy, like the good cop, bad cop, kind of thing. It's the same shit, where, the kids want the mommy might want the kids to love mommy better, and, the way that can happen. And I'm not saying all moms like this, but there are moms out there, and there's dads like this too, that they want, to be the favorite, where the kids are like always going to the mommy for stuff or going to the daddy for stuff. And that's why it's so important, whatever rules, and every kid, there should be different rules, at a certain age. At a certain age, hey, the little ones can't do certain things because they're small. They would get hurt. They don't know any better. And at a different age, there's different rules for that kid, because now they're older. Now, okay. And then, of course, the brothers and sisters are going to get mad. Hey, how come he can do this or she can do this and I can't? And then, I know boys and girls that get upset because brother can go out and do stuff. Little sissy can't because she's young and she's a girl. And, so there's a lot of strange things that happen in families, but whatever the rules are, you got to stay to them. You can't really let these kids break these rules that are so important. I understand if situations change and you got to adjust to the rules in the house, but as far as a bedroom door, do your kids, shut in that door, when they run the house and they speak up, they might get mad because they want to do something in their bedroom and it might not be a good thing. They're going to want to speak, they're going to get powerful. They're going to say, hey, I want my privacy. I've seen bedroom doors with the teenagers, young kids that had signs on the outside of their door saying, like, caution, do not enter. They're blocking. They don't want their parents going in their bedrooms. Why? Why is it the child is, why would the adult, the mom or dad or whoever is running that house, why would they let their kids put where they're locking their bedroom doors up so mommy and daddy cannot? That's a very big, humongous red flag. Please pay attention to these signs that your kids are showing you, because when they do stuff like that, when they don't want you to come in that space in their bedroom, you bet your ass there's something in that room that they're hiding and they don't want you to see and they don't want you to find. And there's kids that actually hid stuff from people, their family, and they, nobody knew it, nobody suspected it, and they went into the school and they shot people and they did all kinds of horrible stuff because nobody was keeping an eye on those kids. Nobody, you don't want to fear your kids, please. I can't mention up the story, but man, I'll tell you what, I made sure my two kids knew I am running this show. You are not running this show. When you give them that power, and when you let them to tell you how things are going to be in the house, you are in a heck load of trouble. Believe me, it's, that's when they are going to, and the kid, don't fear the children, please. You gotta be not just one step ahead of them, you gotta be a lot of steps ahead of them. Don't let them tell you how the rules are gonna go, because you're gonna end up they're gonna end up doing something, and it could really affect the rest of their life. It could affect your life, it could affect your family's life, because nobody was paying attention, nobody was checking up on the kids. It's so important. But you got to do this when they are little. You got to start them off at, have the rules set ahead of time. You got to think ahead. That's how the society is a lot of times. There's rules that I say, why are they doing this? Well, they control certain things because they know if they had rules a certain way where people have more freedom, then what is happening is that people are going to overdo it and it's going to mess things up. So a lot of times they have rules out in society to kind of protect the people, because if they have rules tight, then people are not gonna get away with so much. But if they loosen up the rules and laws, then they know, well, hey, if we had the law or rule like this, then what's gonna happen? Then a lot of stuff is gonna happen if we are too lenient. Having out here in Florida, I noticed that they have the parks closed at like 7 o'clock, most of them are, or even 6 o'clock. I'm like, what the heck is up with this rule? Why do they have the parks closed at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Because they know that you can't see anybody in the park. It gets dark out. The lights are not on. They want to be able to see what's going on in the park. So some of the parks actually will lock up the park. They got a gate and stuff like that. So you absolutely have to be out of that park, because they know they might have experienced, like people do all kinds of, Starlight's been guilty of doing some crazy stuff, believe me, in the parks. People do some funky stuff in parks. Either they're doing drugs or doing alcohol. So they tighten things up, and they say, hey, got to get out of the park at 6 o'clock. Got to be out of the park at 6 o'clock. And even I sleep at Walmart parking lot in different places, and even there they have a security truck that goes around and checks everybody, and they'll look at me and I'm just, I duck in the car. Starlight's ducking, oh no, there they are again. They'll shine their lights, they'll drive around really slow. Why? Because they know stuff can happen out in the parking lot, and I know this. I used to be a thief. Like you steal stuff, then you got to go and put it in, man, Starlight used to be a naughty girl when I was younger, really young, 16 years old, knowing how to steal a whole lot of clothes in one day. So, and I know what goes on when it comes to stealing and stuff like that. So with your kids, that's why you've got to be steps ahead of them, control what's going on their computer, check on, there should be no password that you can't get on there. Don't let them have a password where you can't get in there. You got to be the one in charge of that computer, because who knows what the heck is going on with your girls and boys. It's not just about the girls. It's about the boys too. You got adults on there that will play like they're just a kid and that they're just, wanting to be friends with your kids. Beware. I'm serious. I love so much. I love everyone. There's not a person that I don't love. I can't say I have the love of God, because God has more love than I can even comprehend. But I do. I love. And I love you so much. That's why I'm putting this video out. This is stuff that most people don't want to. They don't want to talk about this stuff. They don't want to step on anybody's toes. But, I have gone through stuff. I have seen some horrible stuff in my life, and this is why I have a YouTube channel. God is using me to warn you and help you and to give you awareness to things that you really need to think about. And you got to start your kids off little in the right way, because if you let them run the show at a very young age, if they say, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, oh, okay, he doesn't want to do, oh, okay, she doesn't want to do that, I know some people don't agree with some things I'm going to say. When I was a kid, whatever we had on the plate, we ate every single bit of that food on that plate. Some of you are like, no, I will make an extra meal for my kid, make sure my kid likes what the child is eating. You're going to help the child by eating those vegetables that, they're not going to die. I used to hate green beans when I was a kid. Guess what? Give me some green beans. I'll eat green beans. I couldn't stand the taste of beets when I was a kid. Guess what? Put some beets on my plate. I love to eat beets. Some people think, that's not right for your child to be forced to eat stuff that they don't like, but it's teaching them to eat healthy. Instead of putting stuff that's going to kill them later on, put something that's going to help them in the truth, like to keep them healthy. Find out the kind of food that's going to help them, because later on, do you want to see your child like in the hospital, because they ate all this food that's wrong for them and not good. And, there's a lot of times it's what happens that, I've been guilty of it. I used to just cook all this fast food stuff, hamburger helper, easy, quick stuff, because I didn't really know how to cook when I was younger. Hamburger helper stuff, easy box stuff. Man, Starlight it was always quick, anything quick that I could make, And then, I learned later on when I started going to church how to cook and how to cook healthy and all that stuff. So I started learning how to eat healthier as I got older with my kids, but it really, it really helped me out to actually be a better mom. And I'm not saying that you don't love your kids because you're giving your kids stuff that's not good for them, but it's going to help them as when they get older to have, to eat healthy food, to instead of going to the store, and I've seen this many, many times in my life, people that have food stamps or on DSS or on a government program where they get free food, or even the homeless people. What do I see? Holy cow. I mean, I'll look at their cart and I'm like, wow, look at all the junk food. Where's the healthy food? Where's the healthy food? People look in my cart and be like, oh, she's got vegetables, fruit, there's times I'll get some kind of chips. They're not the healthiest, but they're not I try to get the healthiest chips. They're hard to find, So when they look in my cart and they look at the food that I have, they don't see junk food in there, Beep. I love hummus. I think that's how you say it. Chickpea dip. Wow. And chickpea dip is really good for you. It's healthy for you. It will help you to get iron in your system. So really think of the kind of food that you're feeding your kids and be that example of the kind of food that you're eating and what you're feeding your kids, because it's gonna give them a long life later on. And so you want to be, and you want to have them to eat healthy in the beginning, get them used to it. After a while, they'll get so used to it, they won't even know the difference, but it does. It takes a lot of work on the parents' part, believe me. They're going, I don't want to eat this. Too bad, you're eating it. There's nothing wrong with having your kid eat healthy. I've known families that, the whole entire family just ate junk food, all the worst stuff that you can, later on, that little girl, I don't know what was wrong with her, but man, she had some close calls, she was in the hospital a lot, but they were eating a lot of junk food, eating at fast food places all the time, eating quick food, it's not good for you. But with your kids as teenagers, or you got to start them off before they're teenagers, is to you be the ruler of the house. Don't let your teenagers or little kids say no. Hey, they could say no, but you got to teach them, you got to break them in. You don't have to beat your kids in submission. You could say, hey, you know what, like I did with my kids, if you don't eat all your food on your plate, because it had vegetables, it had a variety of different food, if you don't eat that food, then you're not having dessert. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. You want dessert later on? You want ice cream later on? Well, did you finish your plate? And that's how God is. When we do something that is right and pleasing inside of God, God blesses us in so many ways. When we're taking good care of ourselves, when we're doing what we should with ourselves, then God will, drop some blessings on our way. And it doesn't have to be money or this or that. I mean, it could be just good company with somebody. It could be, like today I received like 3 or 4 hugs from a very beautiful spirit being out there. You know, he blessed me. God sent this person to help me out. I was in need. He was in need. We both had a need, you know. So God does want to bless you and your family, but you got to protect your kids. You got to protect what's going on behind that door. You know, don't let them have a password with you. You know, it's your job. It is your job as a mom, as a dad, to check that. I know it takes time. I know it takes time out of your life from doing the things that you want to be doing. But what is more important for your kids? It's more important for a family is for stop what you're doing. You know, when they're in school, wherever they are, go and check out their room, investigate every so often. Sometimes we get a gut feeling and we ignore it. That's when we're in a whole lot of trouble. Sometimes God will put something in our heart saying, you know, something's not right. Something's off, because Starlight has gone through this in the past. I get a gut feeling that says something's hiding. This child is hiding something in this room. And I prayed and I did. Starlight found some stuff, you know, and I was not pleased. I was not happy at all. I was like, whoa. So, you know, and that's why it's so important. You've got to be on top. And yes, it does take a lot of work, you know, as a parent, you know, as a mom or a dad, you know, but you got to do these things. You know, you can't, it's just like when you're teaching a child how to walk. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But, you know, the more you do it, you know, and help your kids out through those things, it's a big relief for you later on. And I could go on and on and on and on and on about this topic, believe me, because there's so much more I could have talked about, you know, like teaching a kid how to ride a bike, all this stuff. It takes a lot of work. But you know what? It makes your load a lot lesser later on after they learn how to do this, how to clean a house. You know, you shouldn't be the one cleaning the house. You shouldn't be the one cleaning their bedrooms. Teach them at a very young age. Pick up your toys. You know, don't let them think it's okay to have a messy room. Teach them how to keep things organized and stuff like that. I hope also that you're being an example so they have something to follow. You know, you want things. God does want things, you know, clean. God doesn't want us to live dirty lives. God wants us to have clean lives, and that's not just about the outside. It's about the inside, and outside of our bodies and inside, but more importantly, inside of us, just like inside of your house. Does the outside look great and the inside look bad? You know, God wants all of it clean, but we need to, you know, be that example to our kids, have things clean, you know, and it takes a lot of work, but when you train them as a little kid, it's going to make your life easier. Now, you don't have to take the garbage. They're taking the garbage out. Yeah, you had to work your butt off to get them to do that, but it's going to pay off later on. It's so vitally important about teaching them how to clean their room. Hey, they can't have their room clean? Hey, no video game. Sorry. I'm picking up the computer. You're not allowed to play that. You're not going out of the house. You can't do this. You can't do that. You know, and that's how, you know, that is what you really want to do. You don't have to beat your kids. Please do not beat your kids. It will come back at you. You know, they will rebel. They will come at you because, you know, they don't, you know, it's the way God works. God does not want us to beat our children. So, anyway, Starlight's on fire here. I really do. I love the kids so much, and kids go through so much abuse, but you really do. I love all of you. Please understand, this is not to judge anybody, but this is what's on my heart. I never know what I'm going to say when I make a video. I'm like, okay. But it just, man, there's so many ways and angles that I could talk about this topic. So really, be the one in charge of your child's life, no matter, you know, you gotta start off young. You can't, you know, there's parents that do this. They didn't do nothing the whole time their child got up to teenagers, and now the teenager's out of control. Now everything's a mess. Well, guess what? Good luck, really. Good luck, you know, because now it's catching up to you, you know. So you don't want that to happen. You really got to train your kids up. It says train your children up in the way they should go, and they shall not depart from it, or something like that. So yes, it takes a lot of work, but it will be worth it in the end. Believe me. I love all of you. You can give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And don't forget the notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. And you could share, please share this video. You might know somebody that really could use this video. Be like, you know, I don't know how to tell them, you know, where you don't have to tell them. You could just tell them this. Check this Starlight chick out. She's got some videos to help you out, because there's people out there struggling. They don't know what to do. And I got some help for you, because I love kids. I really do. I love moms and dads and all that, you know. So anyway, I'm sorry about the light here. I do love all of you, and God loves you so much. God wants the best for you in your life. And also, you can find me on Instagram, and at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I really hope you know, you like this video. I hope you get help from this video, and believe me, I could have gone on for hours on this topic. I do. I love the kids, and that's what my channel is about, is to be that change that you want to see in the world. But it starts with mommy and daddy. It starts with me. It starts with you, and I love all of you. This is Starlight. This is Starlight Love.